today on an all-new Dr. Phil.
Your daughter is hooking.
Don't knock it till you try it.
She's 21.
Are you concerned that she's an escort?
And that she's a deadbeat mom.
A young mother.
You said your son means everything to you. Why is your mother raising your son instead of you?
With no place to call home.
It doesn't bother you that you are with a bunch of weirdos?
You bother me.
Ivy and I have been best friends since the 6th grade.
She never showed up until Ivy started having money.
That is so funny because
Are you going to let me talk? Are you going to let me talk?
How much I have
Are you going to let me talk?
I'm clearly not.
You are such a hood rat.
Okay, I'll be a hood rat and you're a horrible mom.
Let's do it.
Have a good show, everybody. Here we go.
This is a safe place to talk about hard things.
Stand by. We'll count you down.
Today is going to be a changing day in your life.
5, 4.
I am not giving up on you. Well, now Faith says she looks at her 21-year-old daughter Ivy's Facebook each morning in order to see if she's safe. Really, she's looking to see if she is alive. Because Ivy has been working a dangerous job as an escort for over 2 years. Now, meanwhile, Faith is a full-time babysitter to her daughter's 4-year-old son and claims to pay thousands of dollars a year to cover all of his food, clothing, medical expenses, and daycare while he lives with her. Now, she says she's desperate for her daughter to step up and be a mother to her son. But Ivy says she's confused as to why her mother is pretending to be concerned and complaining to me because she says her mother has never voiced her concerns to her at all. But Mom Faith says her daughter needs a wake-up call. Now, Faith says Ivy's leg was run over by a car during a street altercation, so she fears it's only a matter of time before she gets even more seriously hurt or even killed. Take a look.
I'm desperate for help for my 21-year-old daughter. At 15, she got pregnant and had a baby boy. She then dropped out of school. I really didn't think that things could get any worse. But for the last 2.5 years, my daughter has been working as a prostitute. I was completely floored, and I had no idea what to do.
I feel like my mom is kind of making a big deal out of all this. It's addicting. It's kind of like a rush.
My daughter Ivy has pimps that she calls boyfriends that control her.
My mom is absolutely crazy.
Ivy denies that she has a pimp right now, but I do not believe her. These pimps are very abusive and dangerous. My daughter has shown up at my home with bruises. Last year, Ivy told me that one of her pimps even held a gun to her head.
There's definitely danger and stuff in this line of work, but I mean, I feel like I'm smart.
One time, Ivy got into an argument with one of the pimp's other girls. This girl ran her over with a car. She hit her leg and broke it. Ivy refused to press charges. She was afraid of retribution from her pimp. When Ivy started escorting, Ivy left our home and left her son with me. I've become a full-time mother to my grandson. There's times where Ivy will go several months without seeing her son. When Ivy does come over, she will only spend about an hour with him before she's either taking a nap, she's on her phone, or planning to go to work that night as an escort. I think that my daughter's a deadbeat mom. I pay for his childcare, his clothes, his food, and medical bills. Ivy has given me maybe $500 to raise my grandson. If she won't step up to take care of her son, then I have no other option than to fight for full custody. My greatest fears is that I'm going to turn on the TV and find out that my daughter Ivy has been murdered. I don't know how I would tell my grandson that his mom is gone forever.
Okay, so you don't like the situation, obviously.
No, I hate the situation.
Are you concerned that she's an escort, or are you concerned that she's a deadbeat mom?
I'm concerned, both. I'm concerned that she's an escort, that she's a deadbeat mom, and that she doesn't take care of her son. If she does not change and step up to the plate immediately, I plan on taking full custody of this little boy because he is what's most important here, period.
Do you want to be a mother again? Do you want to raise a 4-year-old?
No, absolutely not.
So you would do that by default because there's no other alternative. But you're doing that right now.
Oh, yeah. I'm a full-time
You're
mom.
raising the child right now.
Every day I do everything.
Now, she says, no, no, no. I see this child all the time.
Oh, no, she's full of it. She's totally full of it.
How much has she seen the child in the last 4 or 5 months?
3 or 4 times.
She's not seeing him 3 or 4 times a week.
Oh, absolutely not. No. And there'll be stretches of time where she doesn't see him for months.
Okay. All right. So that's the mother part of this. Let's talk about the escort part. Your daughter is hooking.
Right. Yeah, she is.
What do you think about that?
Well, for one, I think calling it escort is kind of making it sound nice. I mean, at the end of the day, she's a prostitute. She goes and she claims to make $7,000 a week, but I don't see any of it. And she could be killed. She told me that she had a gun held to her head.
Does it bother you that she's selling her body?
Absolutely. Yeah, because
that doesn't seem to come up. I mean, you talk about the danger, you talk about the money, you talk about her being a deadbeat mom. It doesn't seem to come up in the conversation. The moral aspect, the demeaning aspect of her selling her body.
Yeah, you're right.
She says that she only sees regulars, that she doesn't like go with strange people, that she just knows some people and she goes with them. Well, that doesn't make it okay, but then actually we've gone online and she actually does advertise for strangers. She says, my place only, inappropriate language or questions will get you blocked. So, like, she does have standards here, but these are her pictures that she puts up, and we had to blur some of these. Where does she meet these people?
She bounces from hotel to hotel.
Okay. And she doesn't know anything about them.
Oh, no, nothing. Well, supposedly there's this site that you can go to where you can read their reviews. The Tricks reviews. You can see if they're good, what they're into, you know, if they're safe, if they're a weirdo. So this is like all, I mean, that's good to know, right?
And who rates them?
Escorts.
You say that she got into this because she says she doesn't have a pimp or someone that represents her. She says she's independent, but you don't believe that.
I know that to not be true because I've met them.
Okay, well, she says right now she's independent. And you said the first time she had someone that she said they promised her the stars. Just told her everything was how great
baby, we're going to make all this money. You'll be able to take care of your son. You can do this, you can do that. We'll be living that, you know, like they're going to be in Beverly Hills or something. And they're in a ratty old motel.
And you think that relationship got to be abusive?
Oh, yeah.
Because you saw bruises and that sort of thing.
Yeah, she would come over with bruises.
These are the bruises who we're talking about.
That's when she was run over by the car.
Okay, that's when she got hit by the car?
Yeah.
And the car was another girlfriend of one of the pimps.
I wouldn't call it a girlfriend. I mean, she was an escort, so.
Okay, it was one of the other girls.
Correct.
Okay, and she didn't press charges?
No, he talked her out of it.
They just ran over her with a car?
Yes.
Okay. And did you call the cops?
Yes, I did. I drove her down to the police station.
Okay, but she didn't press charges.
Right, and because she was over 18, there's nothing I can do. She has to be the one to do it.
Okay.
The black that you see there was
necrotic skin.
Dying skin, and they thought that they might have to do skin grafts.
Okay. So what'd this cost?
Oh, I mean, I just threw an average out there, probably about $100,000. The bills came in.
And who paid for that?
Nobody. They're sitting there unpaid.
Have you told her that you think it's wrong to do this?
Yes, I have.
And what does she say?
She says that it's no big deal. It's perfectly fine. She knows what she's doing. Oh, but Mom, you made mistakes when you were young.
What kind of mother were you? You're talking about her being a mother. What kind of mother were you to her?
I feel like I was a good mom. I love my children, but I failed to protect them. So I was not good at all. I failed her miserably.
Well, we'll talk about that. Well, Ivy's here. Now, she claims that her mother is sneaky, manipulative, and while she likes to tell her that escorting is wrong, she has no problem taking the money that she makes from it. So we're going to hear what Ivy has to say about all this when we come back.
Basically what I do is I place ads on the internet and we'll get together and we'll just chit chat for a little while. Got into escorting because I realized how much money I could make and how easy I could make it. Yeah. Like if you want to judge me, what I have to say to you is don't knock it till you try it.
And later, do y'all not like each other?
No, actually, I've never had any problems.
That is so funny.
Are you going to
because
let me talk?
She has
Are you going to
the
let me
whole
talk?
time
Are you going to
said
let me
how
talk?
nice of a person
Are you
I
going to
am.
let me talk?
I'm clearly not.
Tomorrow on an all-new Dr. Phil.
I am the wife of Tyler Perry.
She's never met him.
Her daughter's claim of fake Tyler Perry
He has scammed her out of a lot of money.
is conning their mom.
So you are married to Tyler Perry.
Yes, I am. Via video, he proposed to me.
So you saw him.
No, I didn't see him. I have not seen him face to face.
Whenever she's about to get on the video chat with him, it's a black screen.
The real Tyler Perry will not put you through all of this.
It's possible that he's not real, right?
He's real.
But it's possible.
He's real.
It's possible.
It is not possible that he's fake.
That's tomorrow.
When I think about why my daughter wanted to be an escort, I do not know why. I think she started escorting because it gave her some sort of status. She feels empowered. She thinks that she's a down-ass bitch. When I think about my daughter going from client to client, it makes my stomach spin. At this point in time, Ivy is completely sucked in and lost in this lifestyle. It's almost like a cult.
Well, 21-year-old Ivy admits she has worked as an escort for the past 3 years. Now, she says the streets can be dangerous, but her mother, Faith, never seemed concerned about her safety until she contacted me to talk about it. Now, Ivy claims as long as she forks over cash to her mother, there just aren't any issues, which she says makes her mother hypocritical and conniving. Take a look.
Basically what I do is I place ads on the internet and we'll get together and we'll just chit chat for a little while, just hang out. The people that I meet, they're regular people, just like me. I got into escorting because I realized how much money I could make and how easy I could make it. On a good day, I could make like up to $1,000. Like a really good week, maybe $7,000. And it's all tax-free. Now, I could never fathom working for $9.95 an hour. With escorting, I did have one bad experience. So he gave me the money, and then he tried to take it back from me, and I wouldn't give it back to him. So he ended up giving me a black eye. I have the cutest baby boy. He's 4, and he means everything to me. I don't feel like I'm a strict parent at all. I feel like anything my son wants, I give it to him. You know, if he wants to eat candy for breakfast or stay up late, I'll let him do it. I want people to, like, see that I'm there for him and think I'm a cool mom. At the moment, my mom is taking care of my son. We had a mutual agreement about her taking care of my son, so this is kind of just, I don't really understand what's the big deal. Every time my mom calls me and asks me for money, I'm on my way to give it to her. I never tell her no. I think the most important thing for people to know about me is that I'm a good girl at heart. Just because I do what I do, I don't feel like that defines me. I feel like if you want to judge me, what I have to say to you is, don't knock it till you try it.
Okay, don't knock it till you try it. Right?
I guess that is what I said, isn't it?
Is this what you want to be doing in your life?
It doesn't bother me. Like, I don't wake up every day like, you know? Like, I hate this.
It doesn't bother you that you, like, are with a bunch of weirdos every day? That doesn't bother you? You're okay with that?
Sometimes it bothers me, but
And
you bother me.
And you don't get scared about it?
No, I
You're
don't
not
get
worried?
scared. No, I don't get scared.
Okay.
Well, you should get scared.
Well, tell me what you're thinking about this is. You've chosen to be a prostitute, right?
Well, I actually started doing that when I got ran over. I was dancing first.
What do you say to yourself about it? You say you make good money, right?
Yeah, I make good money.
You can make as much as, you said you made as much as $7,000 a week?
If you work consistently, you could do that. Yeah.
And how much of that do you keep?
None. She keeps none. He gets all of it.
Who's he?
You know who he is.
No, he isn't.
Okay,
And
no
I told you
home.
I wasn't doing this, and I told you I was not going to do this.
No
so don't
home,
do
no
it.
car.
Because I'll walk off. I told her I'm not doing this.
Do what?
This, talk about whatever she's trying to do. I already told you we're not doing that. Me and you had issues way before.
I know that.
Okay, so address those.
You said your son means everything to you.
Yeah, I do care about him. I love him.
Oh, I'm sure you do. And I don't doubt that at all. At all. Your mother says that you've seen your son a handful of times over the last several months.
Well, that is true because I distance myself from my mom. There will be points in time, like 3 months at a time, where I don't call her or talk to her because I don't want to be around her.
Why is your mother raising your son instead of you?
I just don't want to have him with me in the position I am right now.
You couldn't have him with you.
I could. I'll take him if I want to. I'll take him.
And you know
right
who would
after
take
this.
him right back? The
Who,
state.
you?
The state would take him.
Okay, we'll have
He'd be
to do
gone.
that
If it
then.
wasn't for me, he would be lost in the system, and we all
And
know
I know
it.
that, and I've already told you thank you a million times for taking care of him and being
Well,
there for
thank me
him.
by changing. Do something for him.
This is the only thing I've ever done. I got into this. I had never had a regular job before. When I got into this, this is just what happened. And then my mom kicked me out when she found out I was doing this, and then it just kept me in that same position. And then every time when I try to like leave the situation and stop doing this, now we're here on Dr. Phil.
Right now, the way you earn and manage money is very different because you advertise your services on the websites, right? And you charge $300 an hour. Okay, and you make up $5,000 to $7,000 a week on a good week. You don't say you make that every week.
Yeah, and that's like if I'm working every day. I really haven't even been working or doing anything for like the last month or so, or whenever I moved back in with Olivia.
You haven't worked in a month?
That's totally a lie.
I didn't say I haven't worked in a month, but I haven't really been working every day.
I was at work the day before we flew out so that she could have money while she was here.
And the money to pay for your spray tan, right?
You offered it. You said I'll pay for
Okay,
it.
but if it's a big deal, if it's that big of a deal, wouldn't you say, no, Ivy, it's okay, I'll
No.
pass?
No, because I
Exactly.
raised your son.
Exactly.
And you're going to give me some money one way or the other.
Exactly, and how do I get it? One way or the other, right?
Exactly.
Well, I think her point is if you have such a problem with what she's doing, then you wouldn't want fruit from the poison tree.
Exactly my point.
I've never thought of it like that before. But you're absolutely right.
Okay, well, coming up, we're going to meet Olivia, Ivy's best friend for the past 11 years, who says Faith's bad parenting is the real reason Ivy does not have a sense of right and wrong. And by the way, you've not presented yourself to us as a paragon of parenting. You've not said,
no.
I'm the perfect parent.
Oh, no.
So we'll
Just
talk
wait,
about
guys.
that. We'll be right back.
My feelings about Ivy working as an escort, I'm terrified. I definitely do blame Faith for a lot of the issues that Ivy has in her life today. Her mom was just never involved as a parent. I really do feel like Ivy's lost. I feel like she needs a lot of help. She just needs guidance, and that's something that Faith has failed to do throughout her life.
And later, you maintained a relationship with the predator that molested your daughter.
She still does to this day.
I could not break free of that relationship.
This February, he'll dig deeper.
My younger sister faked being pregnant.
You gave her a positive pregnancy test. Where'd you get it?
To uncover the truth.
You knew you weren't pregnant.
Why did you do that? I don't know.
I don't accept that answer.
He'll fight stronger.
My mom is so religious. She thinks any skirt over the knee is sinful.
To protect the innocent.
You tried to read the Harry Potter books?
It promotes witchcraft. There's something wrong with you.
You're a waste of a life. I'm sorry, Dr. Phil, but...
Well, you should be sorry. You've not said one positive thing about this young woman since you walked out here.
He'll push harder.
Have you molested your children?
Never.
I was silent when he was taking advantage of me and our children. And I'm not going to be silent anymore.
To get the answers.
Eric is in a polyamorous relationship.
I'm the most connected to myself than I've ever been.
You're homeless with your children.
All new February.
When it comes to my mom, I feel like I get a lot of mixed messages. On one hand, she wants me to support myself and take care of my son. And then on the other hand, she doesn't want me to be an escort.
I get a lot of mixed messages. I feel like she cares, she wants to be there, but her actions show a totally different thing.
I feel like my mom is hypocritical. Not even a full year ago, she called me up and asked me, you know, how to post an ad. I feel like she's a little bit manipulative and a little bit conniving. I feel like she's up to some sneaky stuff, as we can see.
Well, 21-year-old Ivy says when her mother, Faith, found out she was working as an escort over 2 years ago, she put her things on the porch of their home and told her she had to leave, and leave without her baby son. Now, since that time, Ivy has moved from house to house and in and out of hotels. Now, according to Faith, a pimp recently threw her out of her last hotel. That's when she moved in with her best friend, Olivia, who believes Faith's bad parenting is the reason why Ivy does not have a better sense of right and wrong.
Ivy and I have been best friends since the 6th grade.
We're super close, like sisters. She knows everything about me.
My feelings about Ivy working as an escort, I'm terrified. She could be raped, she could be kidnapped. Ivy feels like she's untouchable. But Ivy's mentality has always kind of been like, I have sex anyway, so I might as well get paid for it. I tell her she should get a job, but I don't want her to feel like she can't come talk to me, or I'm judging her, or I'm not there for her. I think what Ivy needs to do is really just focus on her and her son. I definitely do blame Faith for a lot of the issues that Ivy has in her life today. Her mom was just never involved as a parent. I remember when we were in the 7th grade, Ivy had this boyfriend that was like 22 or 23, and her mom had no problem with it. Personally, I feel like Faith is more interested in her personal appearance and her relationship with the men that come in and out of her life more than she's been interested in her relationship with her daughter. I really do feel like Ivy's lost. I feel like she needs a lot of help. She just needs guidance, and that's something that Faith has failed to do throughout her life, and that's why we're in the position that we're in.
Well, Olivia, thank you for being here. Yeah. I really appreciate it. Tell me, you've been involved with this family and known her since she was how old?
Like 12.
So a good while.
No. No, it's not true.
Yes, it is true. We met in the 6th grade. How old are you?
Have you guys hung out every single day? Were you there for her pregnancy?
Actually, the reason I wasn't there for her pregnancy was because I was in California. My mom, when I started doing things that she was doing, sent me like a real mother to California to go live with my dad. That's why I wasn't there when Ivy was pregnant. I was there through her pregnancy. No, I wasn't there when she had her baby.
She never showed up until Ivy started having money.
Did you?
That is so funny because that's the whole issue right now.
You're such a hood rat.
Okay, I'll be a hood rat, and you're a horrible mom.
Whoa. Have you ever heard of the FCC?
No, she's not that smart. She's not that smart. Mom, you're she runs a tanning bed.
Stop, everybody. Stop, everybody. Can I
work at a tanning salon. What job do you have?
Stop talking. Stop talking.
Right.
Stop talking for a second. You can be as passionate as you like, but if we could just have a little different vocabulary, it would help my beeper. Do y'all not like each other?
No, actually, I've never had any problems.
That is so funny.
Are you going to let me talk?
She has
Are you going to let me talk?
Are you going to let me talk? Nice of a person
Are you going to let me talk?
How much I have my stuff together? Clearly not. So.
Yeah, you guys, she's been cool through this whole time. This is my mom.
I didn't see any of this. Shot pimps with guns to my head when that never even happened. The whole entire time you've been nothing but nice to me. You said I'm the only good influence in Ivy's life. I have my life together. I have my own car. I have a job.
Okay, stop. Look, listen.
Okay. You got your car towed and Ivy had to get it out for you. You don't have the money to get it out.
We're going to talk about Ivy's past traumatic childhood experiences and how they might play a part in how she behaves as a parent today and what choices that she makes today. And we'll discuss all of that when we come back, because my goal is to change the course of events for this 4-year-old. We'll be right back. Did you ask her how to be an escort?
It wasn't because I actually wanted to be an escort.
You called me stressing out like, dude, I need money.
I could figure out how to be a hoe if I wanted to.
That's how she really feels about me. I just find find it weird that my mom would write into Dr. Phil saying she's like concerned about my lifestyle as an escort. My mom has never really like sat me down and told me how concerned she was or the gravity of like her feelings.
I've tried everything to get Ivy to understand the path that she has chosen is completely wrong. Nothing works. I haven't been able to get through to her, and nobody else has either.
Now, Faith says she wants her daughter, Ivy, to stop working as an escort and start raising her 4-year-old son. Faith says she's unable to let go of her guilt from the mistakes that she made as a parent. Let's take a look.
Yeah, okay.
I carry a ton of guilt with how Ivy was raised. As a young girl, Ivy was molested for several years.
There was like a lot of chaos in my home. I had a pretty hard childhood.
When Ivy was little, my ex held a knife to her throat. He was arrested and sent to jail. I was told that I could absolutely not see my ex, but the fact is that I did continue to see him. Child Protective Services found out, and Protective Services took Ivy and my son away because I was failing to protect them.
And then I lived in foster cares and then eventually moved in with a family member.
After 4 years, I was able to get Ivy back, but I was never able to get my son. He was put up for adoption.
I was about 12 and I was able to go back and live with my mom. She basically let me do like whatever I wanted. The word no didn't exist.
To this day, the amount of guilt that I carry is completely unbearable.
I know my mom holds a lot of guilt and I feel like she should. She was pretty irresponsible.
What I said to myself at the time, after everything that I did as I failed as a mom, I never wanted her to be mad at me. I never wanted her mad at me again, so I just let her do whatever she wanted. I can't even tell you the amount of guilt I have, the mistakes that I made.
So you were parenting from guilt, because according to Ivy, you're right, you never said no, there was no curfew. You allowed marijuana and alcohol at 12. You allowed her to date this 20-something at 13, 14. You allowed sex at 14. She says you always chose men first, and you acted more like a friend and a sister than a mother because you didn't want her to be upset with anything, so you didn't want to be an authority figure. She says you're very lenient with your grandson. You do accept the escort money, kind of as child support. And this is something that was part of the tape piece. You maintained a relationship with the predator that molested your daughter.
She still does to this day.
That's not true.
You have a man that you know molested your daughter beginning at the age of 3, and that gets found out, confronted. He holds a knife to her throat, and then you say, I continued the relationship with him because I was, quote, hung up on him.
I don't think I said it that casually. I think that I more said that it was, that relationship was like literally like an addiction for me, like a heroin addict or something like that. I could not break free of that relationship, obviously. I love her. I would never want all of this to happen. I just had problems.
You know, I look at the generational legacy here, and you were an exotic dancer in your 20s, right?
I was.
You take money from her escorting. Did you ask her at one point how to be an escort?
I did, but it wasn't because I actually wanted to be an escort.
She was just hard up and needed money.
No, that's not the, I was trying to get you to realize the gravity of what you're doing, and you would be like, oh my gosh.
Well, that's the first time you're telling me this till today. You called me stressing out like, dude, I need money, I need money.
I'm a very bright person. I could figure out how to be a hoe if I wanted to.
And that's the truth that comes out. True colors right there. That's how she really feels about me.
Faith's sister Hope says her niece Ivy needs to step up as a mother or lose her child, which is obviously in the cards. We'll be right back.
I think Faith needs some very strict boundaries with Ivy. My sister needs to step up to the plate and lay down the law.
Tomorrow on an all-new Dr. Phil.
I am the wife of Tyler Perry.
She's never met him.
Her daughter's claim of fake Tyler Perry
He has scammed her out of a lot of money.
is conning their mom.
So you are married to Tyler Perry.
Yes, I am. Via video, he proposed to me.
So you saw him.
No, I didn't see him. I have not seen him face to face.
Whenever she's about to get on a video chat with him, it's a black screen. The real Tyler Perry will not put you through all of this.
It's possible that he's not real, right?
He's real.
But it's possible.
He's real.
It's possible.
It is not possible that he's fake.
That's tomorrow.
Well, Faith's sister Hope says Faith needs to start setting boundaries, cracking down on rules with Ivy, and Ivy needs to step up as a mother, or she says she's going to lose her child. Take a look.
The situation has affected the entire family. I'm very concerned for my niece Ivy and for her younger son. If I were to try to talk to Ivy about the situation, she would get angry and probably stop talking to me. Ivy believes that doing the job in the evening time isn't bad because then she can still be a mom during the day. I'm a mother of 3 children. If Ivy thinks that she has an idea of what it is to be a good mom, I really don't think at this point that she does. I really don't think that she has the maturity right now to see the effect that this has had on her son. What her son needs is a permanent, stable home. I think Faith needs some very strict boundaries with Ivy. My sister needs to step up to the plate and lay down the law so her grandson can have a normal life.
Okay, thank you for joining us.
Yes.
Your comments have to do with how she is raising this child.
Right.
How your sister's raising this child.
Yes.
And you say she needs to do what?
I think that she needs to be more bold and just more stern because she is very, just kind of lays down and lets him walk all over her.
The same thing she did with me.
I think that it's exactly the same thing that she did with Ivy. If not worse, because she feels so bad for the situation or feels guilty.
Well, what do you think needs to happen for your son to have the best chance that he can have to be successful in this life?
He needs me in his life way more than I've been.
What are you willing to do to make that come true?
I'm willing to do anything so I can be the best mom I can be for him.
Well, that begins with being present.
Yeah.
Because you can't parent a child without being there.
Yeah.
You know, to say, I would die for my child, and you would, wouldn't you? You would die for this child.
Mm-hmm.
But the question is, will you live for this child? Not would you die for the child, not would you step in front of an oncoming bus and push him out of the way. I have no doubt that you would. The question is, will you make sacrifices day to day to live for this child? Will you tell yourself no in order to tell him yes? I would rather have you working with an exciting career in the fast food industry and living in a shelter with your son than I would have you hooking and him being raised by somebody else. Because all your son knows is whether he can fall asleep at night or take a nap in the afternoon, laying his head on your chest. That's what he knows. He doesn't know whether he's in a 10,000 square foot penthouse or a bunk in the corner of a shelter. What he knows is home is where his mother is, and his mother is not there.
Do you need Dr. Phil's help? Text Phil to 88500 and share your story for a chance to appear on the show. Standard message and data rates may apply.
My healthy routine helps me feel my best. So I add Activia yogurt to my day. With its billions of live and active probiotics, Activia may help support my digestive health so I can take on my day. Activia, now in probiotic dailies.
It's Ashley Home Store's biggest President's Day sale ever. Come in now and get up to 35% off or get 72 months no interest for a limited time during our President's Day sale. Shop today at Ashley Home Store. This is home.
It's time to drop all those unhealthy pounds that have been weighing you down.
I'm Michelle, and I dropped 41 pounds on Nutrisystem.
Introducing new for 2018, Turbo 13, our best program ever. Lose up to 13 pounds and 7 inches overall in your first month. Lose weight fast, money back guaranteed.
I'm Marie, and I dropped 50 pounds on Nutrisystem.
Order your 28-day plan right now, and we'll rush you Turbo 13 with specially designed meals. Plus 1 week of all new NutriCurb bars to curb cravings free. 1 week of Turbo Shakes to help shrink your belly free. And 1 week of all new Turbo Boosters to rev your metabolism free.
79 pounds down.
Call or go online in the next 2 minutes, and we'll even throw in FedEx shipping free. Lose up to 13 pounds and 7 inches overall in your first month.
If I can do it, you can do it. Join me in the millions of people who have lost weight with Nutrisystem.
Go online or call 833-823-DIET right now and get Turbo 13 with bars, shakes, and turbo boosters free.
Heard about Eucrisa for mild to moderate eczema? It can be used almost everywhere, on almost every body.
The leg of this little guy?
The arm of an arm wrestler? The face of a fairy?
Eucrisa is a prescription eczema ointment for ages 2 and up. It blocks overactive PDE4 enzymes within your skin.
And it's steroid-free.
Do not use if you are allergic to Eucrisa or its ingredients. Allergic reactions may occur at or near the application site. The most common side effect is application site pain. Ask your doctor about Eucrisa.
The Weather Authority team is timing out a fast-moving but heavy-hitting storm. When the snow is going to move out, who needs to do the most shoveling, and when travel will be the trickiest.
Know the storm's track on WGME.com. Download the WGME Weather app. Catch us on Facebook and be prepared with CBS 13 News starting at 5.
The defendant's son and I were involved in an altercation in which he was arrested.
Next, Judge Judy. Today at 4 on CBS 13. Now, CBS 13 and Fox 23's Weather Authority storm coverage.
We will get you right back to Dr. Phil in a moment, but here's an update on the first big storm of February. Take a look at the Doppler radar and also at our Lewiston Skycam. You can see very snowy at this hour. We're taking a look as well at some of the pictures you've sent in of the storm. Rick sent us this picture of a snow-covered road. Just beautiful. Thanks, Rick. And Daniel snapped this picture from downtown Portland. You can see
the #1 show in daytime is taping now. All we need is you.
If you're going to be in the Los Angeles area and want to watch a live taping of the Dr. Phil Show, call 323-461-PHIL. That's 323-461-7445 or visit drphil.com. Tickets are free, and I hope to see you soon.
I feel like I've lost my daughter. If things don't change and she doesn't turn it around, I feel like this may be the end of the line for us. She just has no direction, no plan.
I do feel like I'm a good parent. I want what's best for my son. I would like for her to understand the reason I am doing what I'm doing is so that I can be in a good position to take care of my son so I can get on my feet.
I want to point out some statistics to you about the industry that you're in. The workplace homicide rate, people getting killed doing what you're doing, is 51 times higher than any other job you can have.
That's crazy.
The overall mortality rate is 240 times higher. Not just that you get killed, just that you wind up dead. You're 4.5 times more likely to attempt suicide, and 70 to 95% are physically assaulted during work. You already have been, so you're part of that statistic. 60 to 75% are raped 8 to 10 times a year while prostituting. And if you love your son, and I know you do, I believe that you do, then you would protect his mother. And you're putting his mother in harm's way, and that is reckless, negligent, and really selfish.
Not being a good mom.
You're not taking care of him when you're putting his mother in that kind of risk. You agree with that, don't you?
Yeah, I definitely
And you've been telling her
agree.
that.
Yeah, I tell her all the time because what other people probably don't know is I'm not in the same situation as Ivy. I have a job. I live with my mom. My mom's in my business like nobody else is, you know. I pay my car payment, you know. I do what I have to do. So it does really hurt my feelings to see Ivy in the situation that she's in. And it is extremely, extremely dangerous. And the way people treat people in that profession is just like garbage. And she doesn't deserve that, but Ivy will tell you herself, she doesn't think she deserves better.
Somewhere along the lines, and I know that it lies with me, I communicated to her that she was worth nothing. And that's not really how I feel. She is so valuable, and she is so important, and she has so much potential. And I just want to apologize for my errors as mom. And I hope that from here forward, we could come together.
Yeah.
You were not taught to value yourself, and you've passed that on to you, and you will pass that on to your son unless something happens to change that parental legacy. Ivy's entire family came here to set her straight. Well, we're going to talk about how that's possible. I mean, and this getting set straight is a family issue. This isn't an Ivy issue. This is a family issue. After the break. Want to know what's coming up on Dr. Phil? Visit our website and subscribe to our email newsletter. You'll get weekly updates, life strategies, and exclusive video that you won't find anywhere else.
Plus, on drphil.com, you can see sneak previews of upcoming shows. Log on today.
You have been hurt in your life. You have open wounds from what happened to you. And nobody has ever attended to those. Nobody has ever helped you heal those wounds inside so that you can say different things to yourself, so that your internal dialogue can be different.
Yeah.
And I'm going to get you some professional help, and not just some general psychological help. There is very specialized help available. People that specialize in helping folks that have survived the trauma that you have survived. And you need that, and you deserve that. And then knowing, I sacrificed for my son, I healed myself for my son, and I can lead him through this life. And you're going to like that a whole lot better than what you're doing now, because you don't like yourself now doing what you're doing. But that can change, and I'm going to get you that help starting right away. Okay? And I'm going to do exactly the same thing for you, because you are as wounded as she is. And you two can help each other. You can either help each other circle the drain and go down and drag that little boy with you, or you can help each other climb up out of this muck and forgive each other for what you have done to damage each other, and grow together as women of strength in this world. And that's what I want to happen for the two of you. So I'm going to make those arrangements. Fair enough? Okay. All right. I want to thank all of my guests today. We'll see you next time.
Hi, I'm Anthony Haskins. I'm the resource director here, and Dr. Phil wants each of you to get in line with a therapist who has a specialization in
bounce, bounce. All the girlies bounce. Take them to my house. Turn the party out. Bounce, bounce, bounce. All the girlies bounce. Take them to my house. Turn the party out.
You warned me 1,000 times. Memories can kill ya, but I didn't hear ya. I thought that I could fly, but woke up on the asphalt. I swear there was still a storm. I've always been naive. Call it.
Setting that up for you in your community. Do you want that help?
I do.
Okay, and you?
Yes, absolutely.
We want to start helping you guys put a plan together to where you can create the life that you really would want for yourselves. You need to find a way for meaningful employment. You need to find a way to take care of yourself physically, emotionally, mentally, and to heal some of the wounds.
Mama, it's okay.
It hurts. Everything that comes out hurts. It hurts really bad to know just that this is our reality. And I'm just super thankful. Like, this is exactly what I wanted.